UFC Fight Night Magdad versus Prates takes place this Sunday morning at 2 a.m. South African time. BG and myself have your parlay picks this time on.
David! 60 G's,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to As a Betting Man. My name is Adrian, and as the text below my name suggests, I cannot afford to lose. And for that reason today, I have with me today, ladies and gentlemen, BG. I'm not going to play a very long intro for you today. So I'm just going to bring you out. We have our chief analyst here to give me the X and O's and help me to bet more responsibly. BG, what's
Yo,
happening, bro?
what's up? What's up? It's like a good to be here on a different segment and to have a little bit of a different insight. Because now I'm not talking about the fights. I'm talking about who to pick for the fights. It's a bit
The
different for me.
stakes, the stakes have never been higher, bro. so,
That's true. That's
so,
true.
so let's jump into the main event. We did talk about this fight on one of our previous episodes, and I was
hmm
visibly perturbed and confused as to why this fight was taking place, bro.
Yeah.
So BG, what can you tell us here, bro? Is there any reason for this fight to be happening, or what are your
Uh,
thoughts here, bro?
the only thing I can really land on in terms of reasoning for this fight is to maybe the UFC is trying to almost superstardom or skyrocket Pratis' career in the UFC because he started like a house on fire. I think his only all his fights in the UFC all came from stopped and finishes. He knocked literally every fighter out that he's fought so far in the UFC. So he's obviously got a good stock. He's got a good fan base, and people love to see him perform. And if we look at his performances, it's absolutely insane. With the way he knocked out Jing Liang, the way he knocked out Radke, who's fighting on this fight card, by the way, and also Trevin Giles, KO specialist, dude. So the only thing I can really think about is UFC's giving him Neil Magny to almost like, what's the word? To fast track his career. He's still,
Yeah,
because he's young, so they want to give him someone like Neil Magny, who's obviously a high caliber opponent in terms of his resume. Not so much now because he's obviously a much older. But I mean, Neil Magny has fought the who's who of the division his entire career. He's been in it for so long. His career so far has gone up, down, up, down. I mean, win, lose, beating Mike Malott and then taking a loss to Morales and then losing to Machado Gary. So it's like, both Neil Magny desperately needs a win to obviously kind of stamp himself again and maybe go out on a high. And almost like make fighters like Pratis know, listen, here, there's levels to this game, so you have to almost be patient with your career. But the UFC is going to do what they want to do, and what they're doing is obviously giving Pratis the opportunity to put his name on everyone's lips. So if he wins this fight, you can bet your bottom dollar that he's going to be fighting higher profile fighters next.
Mm. Look, I really like that Michael Moraes fight for him, bro. I think that would be an
Mm,
absolute storm of a fight, bro. But
yeah.
like you said, they are kind of trying to protect him a little bit and nurture
Mm.
him into, because he does have the star power to become something great in the division. So yeah, fair point. So of course that's Carlos Prates, BG, but we have to talk about the gatekeeper Magdad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arguably one of the best gatekeepers in the entire organization. So does he have any kind of path to victory here for you?
Neil Magny.
Mm,
What Neil Magny does really well on opponents is that he has ability to melt them. Like he survives the up and coming fighters where they come in hard in that first round and they really want to put on a statement. And then when they can't knock Neil Magny out in that first round, they start to realize that they're in deep shit now because Neil Magny starts to put on a heavy volume of strikes and movement. And then also the onslaught of wrestling that he does quite well. And I think Neil Magny's taller. Look, they're 6'3". He's taller. I'm
mm,
pretty sure he's got arm and leg reach over Prates. I think the only thing Pratis really has over Neil Magny is extreme knockout power and also very, very creative on the feet. But Neil Magny has seen everything really. So I think what Neil Magny's best path to victory here is to obviously not necessarily allow Pratis to pick him off from outside and set him up to get that knockout blow. I think if Neil Magny stays clinching with him and eliminate the striking realm, Neil Magny wins the fight every day of the week. You know what I mean? Because that's where I think he's
mm,
more dominant. So if he can fight within the clinch game on the cage, Neil Magny wins this fight. Maybe even take him down if he wants to and ground and pound him. Because Neil Magny is good at doing that. That's how he normally beats most of the fighters, is by just an overwhelming wrestling game and clinch game. Because he's really good at that. So I think he's going to have to close the distance immediately and not necessarily give um, what's his name, Prates a lot of space to work from his jab, low kick, and then look to close the shot with his overhand right. So if Neil Magny can eliminate that space, which is that gap in the middle of them, I think Neil Magny gets the job done.
Sure. I do agree there, BG, but let's just have a quick look at the odds here, and you'll see why I'm so worried about this.
Why?
So
Talk to
Neil
me.
Magny 6.25, Carlos Prates to win on the money line is 1.13, bro. It's not even worth betting on. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And
mm,
let me show you
mm.
something else that's also even more disgusting is Carlos Prates winning by KO 1.25, bro.
No way. You see, I think the bookies are really trying to show you that there's almost a high percentage chance that Carlos Prates is going to knock Neil Magny out.
But I
You
mean,
know,
that's exactly what they're saying here. They're saying basically that there's a 75% chance that it won't happen. I mean, that it will happen. Sorry,
what happened? Yeah.
will happen. Yeah.
Um, and that's obviously because Prates has got 4 finishes in the UFC. His 4 fights is all ended in knockouts, and
Mm,
he's done first round knockout, second round knockouts, and even did a third round knockout as well. So I can understand why the bookies are doing that. But at the end of the day, it is Neil Magny. You know what I mean? He's got such a wealth of knowledge and experience in this game, and I
mm,
mean, if fighters tend to be patient against him, then they're shooting themselves in the foot because then Neil Magny is just going to out game plan you, and that's what he really does well. So for me, it's like if Neil Magny doesn't get dropped or knocked hard or he loses his wits about him within that first round, I can see Neil Magny getting the job done over round 2 and 3, maybe even just this is a 5 round fight. It's
I
a
think
it's a
so. Yeah.
main
Yeah.
event. So
Has to
we
be.
haven't seen Carlos Prates do 5 rounds. None of us have seen him do that before. We know Neil
Yeah.
Magny also hasn't really gone the 5 rounds, but I mean the man's got a gas tank to go 20 rounds. So um I think safe money would be Carlos Prates, but I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised if Neil Magny just grapples the hell out of him and really like depletes the gas tank of Prates.
Heavy, 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 heavy. That would be crazy to see, bro. Because the bookies would be very concerned if that was to happen. But yeah, bro, it's just so poorly priced here on Carlos
Yeah,
Prates
look
that
at
I'm,
it.
I'm not even thinking. I'm thinking about kind of just leaving it, bro. As
Yeah,
far as
honestly,
Neil
Adina,
goes,
honestly, like to make money, the idea would obviously to go with Neil Magny because he's got experience. He's seen fighters like this, and yeah, it's a 5 round fight, so like he could do it and look at those odds. But in the
yeah.
same breath, it's like
What
Neil
what are
Magny's
what are Sorry, yeah.
yeah.
No, no, no.
No, I
You
was
go.
gonna say Neil Magny is coming to like the end of his career. I don't want to use the word dip. I want to say he's looking at the sunset now. He's coming to that point of his career. So it's like there is a chance that he could get knocked out here. There is a good chance.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he
just
got
look at
viciously KO'd by Michael Moraes in his last fight, bro. Remember that?
yeah. No,
I
no,
still,
can't forget it at all.
yeah, I had money on Neil Magny that fight. So,
Yeah,
so yeah.
and this
What
could
I
be the
would,
same thing.
yeah, exactly. So what I think would be, it's obviously not certain, but it's quite well priced. I mean, look at this, bro. Carlos price in the first round is 2.5, bro. So I look for Magdad to survive the first round, and I might put something on Carlos Brothers to get the finish in the second round.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'll put that one up. We're not gonna lock the bets in on the
Mm.
stream, but
You see,
yeah,
Adina, I'll add this last thing. Sorry to interrupt you there. The difference between Prates and Morales is that Morales looks like he ate Prates. He's bigger than Prates, bro. That's one thing I will add into this fight. Like he looks like he packs much more of a power advantage. So if we must see Morales versus Prates, I would think Morales has got by far the power advantage. But I do think Morales, Prates moves better. He's got lighter on his feet. His footwork is
mm,
really, really good. And he's more active in terms of how often he throws strikes in the round versus Morales is a bit more patient and look for power strikes. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's the significant difference between the two fighters that's taken on Neil Magny. Yeah. So it's like I think Pratis can stand with Magny in terms of like that for that. You know what I mean? But I don't know if Morales has the same kind of power that Pratis has the same kind of power that Morales has. I don't know if that's going to be the same situation. You know what I
yeah. I
mean?
mean, unfortunately, we didn't get to see too much of that because it did finish in the first round, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it would be interesting to see Magdad get to a second round. But again, just so poorly priced here that I think, like I said, I'm gonna lock it in for Carlos Prates to get the KO in the second round.
Mm,
So that will be one of the picks, and we'll just lock that in. Okay, so
yeah.
that's Carlos Prates in the second round. And then let's take it out of here, and you can tell me your thoughts about any of the other fights on the card here, bro. What do you
Mhm,
think is
mhm.
that definitely happens on this card?
Okay, so before I do that, I will last thing I will say that I think that may help your bet work out, AD, is if Carlos Prates, is it Carlos Prates? Yeah, Carlos. If he
Prates.
Prate, if he attacks the low leg kick the way Michael Morales did in the first when he fought Neil Magny. Chopped. 'Cause that's what set up the knockout. Magny couldn't step down on his front leg after taking so many hard low kicks from Morales. So I think the same thing can happen here. Is if Prates doesn't head on too much and maybe take away Magny's legs, I think he can definitely get that second round finish. Is what you're looking for. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, sorry. I was just gonna say that his other two fights have all his last three fights it's been round two, round one, round two, I think.
Mm.
All finishes, of course. So
Yeah.
within two, but again, Magda gets the second round, bruh. Could be quite interesting actually. So we'll see.
It all depends. It
And
all
we
depends
also
what
haven't
happens.
seen Carlos Prates when he faces adversity, bruh.
That's my thing.
You know what
That's what
I
I'm
mean?
saying.
So there's a
Yeah.
lot of mystery. So yeah, I don't really like that fight so much for betting.
For betting, it's a shady one to bet on. Shady one to
Mm,
bet on. But I mean, safe money would probably be going with Carlos.
yeah, I mean
Um,
it's very safe apparently, according to the bookies. Look at, I mean 1.13, bruh. This is like Man City versus some second division team, bruh.
Hull City.
It's that kind of odds, bruh. It's
Man City
crazy.
versus Portsmouth.
Yeah, like that kind of buzz.
Okay, so the co-main event, Ricky Tercius, who's the Ultimate Fighter winner, he beat Brady Haystand by split decision, and his career since then has been sort of up and down. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Bernardo Sopaj, I literally have never seen the guy fight before, but apparently the bookies is putting it towards him as the one that's going to win. Apparently, I don't know
Quite
why.
quite convincingly.
Yeah, he's Moroccan, so he's obviously going to have a very fast, twitchy kickboxing stand-up kind of style. A lot of the Moroccan fighters don't necessarily grapple that much, but they have a very quick, quick kickboxing kind of style, almost like the French kickboxing. It's very fast-paced, twitchy. Um, so, but I like Ricky Tercius, man. He's a go-getter. He's a relentless kind of fighter. He can strike and wrestle. But I wouldn't necessarily put a bet on that one either, just because I don't know Bernardo. I'm not familiar with his style. I've never really seen his fights before, so but I have seen Ricky and I know what Ricky can do. But I'm not going to say pick anyone there just because I'm unfamiliar with the other fighter. And it'll be foolish for me to say go with Ricky just because I only seen Ricky fight. You know what I mean?
Fair, fair point, BG. Yeah, I mean, if we don't know too much about these guys or Sopa specifically, then yeah,
Yeah,
leave it out. But the fight to go the distance, I mean,
that's very likely. That
quite
is
well
very likely.
priced here.
Yeah,
What's Tercios like in terms of chin and gas tank?
very good, very good. He can go. Well, a lot of his fights that he had in the Ultimate Fight, I think it was only one finish he had, but most of them went on to decision, and he can hold his own, dude. And he's got this awkward style where he's never still, he's never stationary. Whenever he's moving, he's still throwing stuff constantly. And he has this weird ability to, even when he looks gassed, all of a sudden he's shooting for a takedown and he's got you on the ground and then he's wrestling you and he's busy recovering while he's wrestling you, then he lets you up and he's willing to strike again. So he's a very creative fighter in the sense that he can go both into the grappling and striking exchanges. So you can expect the fight to actually go the distance. But
Mm.
again, I don't want to give you a clear cut answer on that just because I'm unfamiliar with Bernardo.
Look, I mean, in general, Brian, in the UFC, I'm pretty confident that a lot of these fights, I mean, most of these fights go the distance.
Yeah.
And it's a bantamweight bout, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna reluctantly put that into the parlay. We'll
Go with
just
this, yes.
now I'm just gonna put it on to go the distance to fight.
Okay, okay, okay.
I'm not
Alright.
gonna bet because, like I said, but I haven't seen either of these Oaks fight. So,
The
but
fight
I do like.
that's The fight
Mm,
before that, sorry, is the one that really intrigues me. I would have been happy if that was the main event, to be quite honest. Gerald Meerschaert versus Reiner de Ridder. We got
mm.
Gerald Meerschaert, who is coming off a fantastic win in his last fight, beating Edmund Shabazian with a fantastic submission. And he was taking some damage from Shabazian in that first round, but then he was like, all right, fight's over now, boy. Now I
But
got you.
that's like his MO, right? He always takes damage and then comes back and gets the sub. That's how he seems to win. But yeah,
Exactly.
before that though, he was on quite a slide.
Yes, yes.
But Reiner de Ridder is a very good wrestler. So it's going to be very interesting to see how
Mm.
they match up in that sense. You know.
It's a
Ju-
look for me. It makes a very intriguing matchup because firstly, Renata he's quite tall. He's going to be lengthier over Gerard Milshot for starters, and he's the former Renata is the former two-time one championship champion in middleweight and light heavyweight, and
Yeah.
he's also a grappling champion, a submission champion as well. And he's got slick jiu-jitsu and slick wrestling, and that's not even his best part. His best game is actually his kickboxing. So I think this is gonna be a fantastic fight. I mean, look at that. They're really making Renzo Redo to be the clear-cut favorite because of the credentials and what he has done in the one championship and outside of the one championship. So,
Mm,
but you and I both have seen Gerald Meerschaert fight. We know what he can bring. We see what his game plan is like. So I think that's gonna be probably fight of the night, hands down. That's probably gonna be fight of the night.
you think it goes the distance?
I don't think so, eh? Not with this one.
Yeah, because
I don't
that's
think so.
basically what the bookies are saying as well.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Meerschaert is more of a decision kind of fighter than René Terreira, but Meerschaert can finish people. René Terreira is a guy who finishes his fights. I watched him in the one championship. He doesn't go to decision. He puts you away with his tapping you out or with his knocking you out. He's going to do it. He's got a very, very good tip kick. He loves to use it to put people away. So I think he's going to obviously utilize that to maintain his length and distance in this fight. And then eventually, if it does come down to grappling, I think René Terreira is probably going to keep his own in that department. So I'm
Mm,
gonna go René de Ridder for the win, but I know the money is obviously paycheck is obviously on Gerald Meerschaert's side.
mm. What do you think is more likely, RDR win or the fight
Yeah,
not to go the distance?
it's a fucking good question because the UFC is notorious with all their decision wins. Two
Yeah,
finishes in the last 15 fights, or was it 17 fights? Two finishes.
absolutely crazy, bro.
That's two
That's
finishes
crazy.
in two cards. That's very bad, bro. So because of that, it's like I want to say go for a knockout here, or finish probably from René Terreira to get the finish on his UFC debut. But
Mm.
that's
Yeah,
just
no,
obviously
I'll definitely go with that, but not. This is kind of the conservative, we're just
okay.
trying to
Okay,
be as sure as possible here. So RDR
yeah,
is more of a sure thing than it going the distance.
yeah. In my mind as
So
well. But yeah, the
yeah.
UFC's cut with this. Fights all going to the distance, man. It's so weird.
Okay, well, let's hope that RDR can come in and show them how it's done
He's
at
probably
the one
hyped for
champ.
this fight, bro. I mean, it's his debut. He's probably like amped to get it, especially because
Yeah.
he couldn't go back to one championship. I mean, his nemesis was kicking him out of the organization, so he had no choice basically to go and
Mm.
find his ladder somewhere else.
Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna go this one not to go the distance, but I'm gonna come back to RDR to
Hmm.
win by
Hmm.
KO. I'm also gonna put that on a separate parlay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you can tell me here, BG?
Okay. For the remainder of the card, I'm looking at it. Pardon me. The next two fights that are on that list of the main event between Lorna and Jillian, that's gonna go the distance. Mansoor Abdul and Dusko. I haven't seen any of these guys fight, so I'm not gonna put anything down there. So I'm not too familiar with that. And if I'm being really, really honest with you, Aiden, I was just looking at this entire card right now. Maybe a finish, maybe a fight gonna end in a finish between Cody Staman and Damon Blackshear. And I'm probably gonna go with Blackshear for the win on that one.
Okay, just give me 1 second, bro. I'm just updating the data here. Okay, so you said I heard you say one of the ladies' fights is definitely gonna go the distance.
Yeah,
Which
the
one
one
was that?
that's Lona Pinheiro versus Julian Robertson.
You think so? Because from what I've heard, I mean, I've never seen either of these women fight, but from what I've heard,
Mm.
Robertson by sub seems to be the
That's because of her game plan,
seems
man.
to be all
That's
the rage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her main. That's her main style. I've watched her in the Ultimate Fighter. I watched the
See
fights
there,
in. Yeah,
it's quite well priced there.
yeah. That's because that's how she fights. She never knocked anyone out. She doesn't have that kind of a fight style. You know what I mean? She just wrestles mainly.
And look also, like the fight to go the distance is very well priced. Yeah.
Mm, mm. I can
So
see it go in the distance. And the reason why they're saying that now is because Lona, she has it in a, I'm not mistaken, her last fight ended in a submission. Yeah, there we go. So her last two fights she lost by finish, TKO and submission, one to Amanda Ribas and Angela Hill. And if you're losing to Angela Hill, then you absolutely cuck. Sorry to say, you absolutely trash if you're losing to Angela Hill. So and obviously, Jillian Robertson, in the last fight, she beat Michelle Watterson. But Michelle Watterson, she's at that point, she retired after that fight, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't put too
mm,
much stock in that. And I've watched Jillian very closely. And if she can't wrestle you, if she can't actually get you down and wrestle you, she's losing the fight every day of the week. Whereas this is why Panado is getting finished like this is because she's reckless. She puts herself in a line of fire. She puts herself in positions to make it a wild exchange, and possibly get the fight in their advantage. Um, and also, I don't know.
you
I'm not,
making
I'm
it
not,
sound more like the fight is not gonna go the distance, bro. The more you're talking here, the more it's
I
sounding like
know,
it's not gonna go the distance.
I know, but I mean, I'm hearing myself, and I'm making it sound like Luna's the one that's going to get finished here because she's put herself in that kind of fight. But Jalen Robertson, again, if she can't wrestle, if she can't grab you, if she can't actually take you down, she really struggles, bro. She really, really struggles in most of her fights like that. So that's why I'm
Mm.
like, this could go the distance, really. If Luna's smart in their game plan and not give the back or not give the wrestling exchanges and keep it standing, she gives herself a fighting chance. And if she game plans that way, it could go to a decision.
Fair, fair. So how confident are you? Are you willing to put your money up for this fight to go the distance?
Mm, you know what? Not with this one, actually. Let me take that back because Jillian is reckless and Lona is almost she's almost a defensive game is not the greatest. But the fight between Karolina Kovacevic and Denise Gomez, that I can see definitely going the distance.
Okay,
Definitely,
let's check that out.
100%. I'll put money on distance in that one.
This one,
Yeah,
yeah, that sounds about right. Okay,
yeah,
let's. I like that BG. That's confident. So we're gonna. I'm just gonna
yeah.
update our betting slip here. Anything else you want to talk about, Jebra? Any like very conservative that you quite sure of?
I'm pretty sure um, Eliseu Zaleski dos Santos is going to beat Zachary Skorgin. Skorgin. That's on the prelims.
Okay, the distance. Okay, so sorry, just those names again, please, BG.
So the next two
This
bets,
one, this one,
yeah, yeah,
this one. You quite sure of Zaleski?
to win the fight, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much same. This is Carlos Prates territory, bro.
Yeah, I can see that now.
1.18,
That's
1.13.
because I think Skrogan, I think this might be his debut, I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah,
then the
I'm
last
not.
two fights, yeah, you don't have to bet on that one if you don't want to. I just think
Mm,
Zaleski's going to win that fight. Don't know how he's going to do it, but I think he's going to get that one done. And then Cody's the man versus Damon Blackshear.
mm.
That fight should have been on the main card if you ask me. I don't know why it's on the prelims. Um, and I think Blackshear is probably going to get the fight done over unanimous decision. And then the fight before that between Trishan Gore versus Antonio Tricoli, I can definitely see someone getting stopped in that fight as well. I'm probably going to give it towards Trishan Gore to get the finish.
Okay, so I think, bro, let's because this is getting into risky territory now. So I think let's lock this one in. We'll lock
Which
in
one?
these three. So let me just put that up on screen for everybody to see.
Okay, lekker, lekker,
So
lekker.
it's Turkos Sopaj to go the distance, RDR versus Meerschaert not to go the distance, and
Mm.
Kawalkiewicz versus Gomez to go the distance. So that would be combined total odds here of 3.37, which is not anything to write home about, but it's very conservative, and this is
Yeah.
what got us paid last week. So if it ain't broken, don't fix it, as they say. Okay, so let's get a bit more degenerate here, BG. So
Yes, sir.
we've been very conservative up until now. So let's have a
Mm.
bit of fun, bruh. So I'm obviously, like I said, Carlos Prates to
Mm.
get the KO in round two.
Yes, you
Um,
said that.
anything that you want to have a flat on here, bruh? Not guaranteed, but something that interests you.
I'm just scrolling down the list here. So those bets that you locked in was the main event, right? You said
Oh
this.
yeah, so the one we said
No,
earlier was
Tertius.
the Ridder
You
to
said
get, yeah, Tertius to go the distance.
yeah,
This fight, the Ridder and Meerschaert not to go the distance, and then the ladies Gomez and
Gomez and Distance.
Kielwitz to go the
Yeah.
distance. So we haven't picked any winners yet.
Okay.
Um,
So Jillian Robertson versus Lorna. Um.
sorry, just because I'm on this page now.
mm,
Meerschaert and the Ridder.
yes.
We did talk about the Ridder getting a KO.
Mm,
Right, that's
mm,
5.5, and I like that. So that I also like Meerschaert by sub. See, that's very closely priced. These two.
yes. Yeah. Because it's possible. I
Um,
mean, Meerschaert is a very good grappler. But I
yeah.
think he might come up short against. Because I've watched this grappling dude, and I mean, he competed with Tyro Tolo. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
he's slick, bro. He's slick on. There's no slouch on the ground.
Okay.
If anything, I might put it more into his favor when it comes to the grappling department of Meerschaert. Meerschaert's a good grappler, but he's competent in the basics. Whereas as Ridder, he's a little bit more creative. He goes a little bit further, the extra
Fair.
mile, and
Yeah.
that's why I
I
give it to
just
the Ridder.
I just worry because yeah, bro, Meerschaert got that dog in him, bro. Like
Yeah.
he loves adversity. You know what I mean? That's when he starts to thrive, and fighting against someone like that is dangerous, bro. So, but yeah, look, I'm happy to go with that. I'm happy to go RDR by KO. It's quite well priced.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 5.5 there. That's not
That's
bad.
KO and TKO. Okay,
Yeah,
it's not
KO
just
or
KO.
TKO.
Okay,
So we're
yeah,
gonna lock that in
I can see TKO
RDR
finish for sure there.
by KO.
Oba.
Um, okay. Anything else here, bro? Anything else you want to talk about? You want to go a little sprinkle on Neil Magdad to get the job done?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a risk. That's a massive risk. I think
Yeah.
a bigger risk, a safer risk that could be a good payoff. Um, I was gonna go back to the Jillian Robertson one, but I don't know if Lorna's gonna be able to beat her in terms of like knocking her out or tapping her out. I think Lorna can maybe outpoint, maybe win the rounds, but Jillian Robertson is very aggressive with the wrestling, and if Lorna can stop that, then it's a whole different fight. But if she doesn't, that's going to be a one-way traffic. I don't think we should bet on that one for the winner.
Okay, fair. I mean, that would be
Um,
all uneducated guessing from my side. So yeah, I'm not gonna get involved there.
so Cody's the
Um,
man and Demond Blackshaw. Did we bet on that
I
one?
haven't. I haven't. No. Talk
You
to me.
haven't. I think Blackshaw for sure gets the win there. If he's going to knock out Cody, I don't know. But I do think
Okay,
he
so
can.
let's go black share on the money line. We'll build the
Yeah,
second parlay and then we'll call it a day. So that's the black share
yeah. I think he gets the
that's
job done.
money line. Okay, let's maybe we should put odd. No, okay, wait. Do you think we should put RDR by KO on the same parlay pick as this one?
Is that the first parlay pick that you used?
This is the second one, so I'll go D Blackshear and then like
Yeah,
I can put maybe RDR by KO as well on this
yeah.
one.
Let's
Okay,
do
yeah,
it.
I like
Let's
that.
do it.
I
Let's do that.
just yeah, okay. I just don't want
Um,
RDR to get a KO and this Blackshear but I loses. That would be the worst thing ever. But okay, that's very nice. Just those two. I like that.
you like that?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, excuse me. I was gonna say as a last bit, maybe just to sprinkle some extra spice onto it would be Matthew Smalsberger to win by decision over Charles. That's K.
Okay, so let's
Matthew
check that out.
Smalsberger is gonna wrestle him. I have a feeling he's gonna out wrestle him.
No props on this fight, unfortunately. Just money line.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but yeah, no, I like that. So I think let's lock that one in.
Okay.
Black
Okay.
Shan RDR by KO. So I'll just confirm that for everyone. Put it up on the screen there for you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know your parlay picks. We're
Yep.
very flexible, and history has shown that if you do ride with us, you do get paid. So keep that in mind. But anyway, PG, any final thoughts here for the people before we get going?
Um, just bet safely. Don't be reckless with your money, and enjoy the fights this weekend.
Yeah, give thanks, BG. Yeah, very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you are going to gamble, please remember to gamble responsibly. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the CPS reports. We've just recently crossed 700 subscribers, and we are absolutely flying on our way to
Yeah.
1,000. Um, so yeah, also keep a lookout for our one championship content that we've
Hmm.
released this week. Very popular among the one championship fans. So check that out and see what all the rage is about. Okay, BG, thank you very
Yeah.
much for your time and your
Thank you.
expert analysis today. May the force be with us this weekend, and also all of you. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the fights, and we'll see you next time on Fighting with Friends.